I am Wraith, and whoa! Are we back? Are we back right now? Of course! Of course we're back. It was always inevitable for us to come back. Just had to take a little break. So everybody was jumping ship, saying, what happened? What happened to you? What's all this streaming for? The streaming is just to have fun. Just to see how many of you are actually loyal to me. I just need to take a break from all this, just for a little bit. Have you ever needed to take a break from something? Some people quit their jobs just to quit their jobs. Have you ever done that? So the question is, why did I have to take a break? And it was because I was an outsider looking in on some things, right? So I just wanted to take the outside perspective on everything that I talk about with you guys. And does it really matter? The real answer is no. And do you really know what's going on? No. So, all we see, COVID, political, all this stuff, right? We are in a control you type of society right now. And what does that mean? It means that in our society, no matter which way you are, they're trying to figure out a way to control you. So, we look at like what's going on politically. It doesn't matter what's going on. Yeah, just so you know, it doesn't matter who gets elected. It doesn't matter what opinion they have. The machine's too big at this point. There's a two-party system that makes you fight about which one's better so that you have an option. There's more than two people that actually go up for election every year. There's a lot of people that are on the ballot for election. But those two parties have come to agreement. You need to have a good and a bad. And it depends on how you view it. I don't really sit here and take a political side. Some people will say, well, I know who you support. No. I support whatever makes me have the life that I have. The easy, carefree, do what I want to do life. So that's what I support. I don't support anything else. And if you're delusional to think that if you elect somebody that your freedoms aren't being taken away from you, they are. They are trying to separate everybody, and they're doing it. As long as, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm sure you've heard that statement before. That statement right there sums it up. And that's what they play on. They play on, well, you hate this person, and that's the person I hate, so we're friends. Which in all reality, you're not. You're not friends with any of these people. You don't know them. You'll never meet them. And their policies are only to keep themselves in power, their political party in power, or separate you from the wealthy. You say, whoa, what do you mean, separate me from the wealthy? So, we hear these things. Here's one policy that doesn't matter which side you're on. As long as you're poor, you're going to get poorer if you are delusional enough to believe this. So, Republicans, we're going to say Trump just for the lack of other terms right now, right? So, if you vote Republican, they say, oh, they give tax breaks to the rich. All right. So, you don't want to see tax breaks given to the rich. So, you may be Republican. But then, you go over to the Democratic side, right? And they say, oh, they're going to a socialist government. They're going to tax us more. Okay. What does either of those have to do? If they tax the rich less, it separates them from you further. It makes it harder for you to leap from the position you're in into the wealthy elite. If you go over to the other side and they tax everybody more, including the rich will have the accountants to find the way around the taxes. And again, it'll separate the rich from the poor. That's what the system is made to do, and it does it beautifully. They did it with money. Don't believe me? Think about what I just said. Excuse my thing. Oh. I got the hiccups for some reason. Great time for that to come around, right? So I hear that whole thing, right? Where people are like on this side or that side, but they're saying the same thing. They're just saying it in different words that would appease you or appease that person. Or, they talk about like racial injustice. There's another one, right? Well, The Republicans were racist. Well, no. No. The Democrats were racist. No. No. Neither of them are. Just get that out of the thing. They have a focus of that to make you feel like you're inferior. Like you'll never achieve something and have an excuse for it. We all know the person that's just like a drunk. Because everybody knows a drunk. If you don't know a drunk, you need to get out of your house and go do something once in your life. And the drunk always blames everybody else for their problems. Yet when you look at them and you see their teeth rotting out of their face, you see them no money, losing their house, never have a car that works, yet they're at the bar every Friday night, spending hundreds of dollars. You're like, man, you're a drunk. That's your problem. Now you take that and you apply it to whatever else it is, and you start realizing. So when I commented on all this stuff, I didn't have that realization. I didn't really look at it that way. I just had this whole, well, this is good. Joe Biden's doing this. This is good. Trump wants to do this. I never had the whole thing that it's just like they're saying the same things just in different ways. And again, I didn't get this from anybody. It was just the analyzing that I did. And it drains you sometimes. It does. How drained do you feel right now? Especially if you're in a battleground state or you're just on Facebook. You know? You're just drained of your energy because other people are taking it from you. You have no time and no effort to work on yourself or anything that you have. What are the things that you've neglected around your own house? In your own life? In your bank account? Your car? Something. There's stuff that you neglected, even in relationships. We sit here and we neglect these things, but we pour so much effort into something that really we have no say in, and it doesn't matter. And they have you that way. We're generations of people that grew up on Jerry Springer. I mean, really grew up worried about the next person, worried about what they're doing. So, in a nutshell, that's why I took a step back. And I had to take a look at this stuff. Now, I know all you want the TikTok pics. And they've been around. I know not here, which will be coming. But I've been keeping an eye on it. Just taking a look. Seeing what's out there. Speaking of TikTok, think about this one. This is the crazy thing, right? They said, well, we're going to block this app, right? Well, the whole idea of blocking TikTok was something about them stealing your information, your analytics, your this, your that, and always spying on you, right? And, Facebook does that, Twitter does that, YouTube does that, everybody does it. Everybody does it. Why did they attack this one singular one? Because they wanted to force a buyout. And why is that? Why did they want to force a buyout? Because they wanted censorship. This is the next thing. They want to go online for censorship. The government had censorship over, we talk about like the media, right? They've always had censorship over the media. Always. It didn't matter what party it was. Everybody's just like, well, the Democratic Party with the censorship over the media. No. Stop. The government with the censorship over the media. Do you see that, these things that they talk about? It's really the Democratic Party that talks about the censorship of Facebook and Twitter. Fact check, things like this. Yet it's Donald Trump that attacks TikTok for the same issues? It makes you sit and wonder and think of why that's being done. And there you go. That's exactly why it's being done. It's not some conspiracy theory. It's just actually, look at it. It's just the government and the government's agenda. And it's the way they, these parties, they want to go this way or that way. But they're not going to deviate too much. And why is that? Why wouldn't it matter who gets elected? It doesn't matter. They're not going to deviate because it affects them personally as a party and affects the country. They're not going to do something catastrophic, It's not going to be like, oh my God, this person got into office and they're just going to do it. No, there's too many layers to this, And the machine's running. There's too many layers. One face is not going to change anything that's running. But they're like, well, he did this. No, stop. The government. Let's look at the government. So, I know most of you won't get it. And the few that do won't care enough to actually do anything with it. But yeah, that's the craziness that just went through. And I took a break from all the other stuff too. Because it starts because you hear about this COVID, right? And while COVID was going on, there were so many other things that were going on. Yet the focus was maintained on that one particular thing. It was maintained so heavily that you wondered what was going on in the background. And I never really found out. And there was stuff going on in the background. I don't know what it was. Couldn't figure it out. But I know this much. The government doesn't just stop. They don't just stop doing things. They continue to do things. They continue to make money and deals. They continue to do all this other stuff. And they do it with other countries. And they do it with other entities. And I don't know what those other entities are. So, yes, my opinions are fun. But it got too much to me, too. And I started picking sides, which I never do. Why do that? They want to make you believe that if you pick a side, you want to be on the winning team. Yes. But it's not true. You're always going to lose. Unless you're in that elite group. And once you get to that elite group, then you're going to want the other people to think the same thing that they're making you think right now. So, stay frosty, and that's really why I kind of took a step back. Hopefully, a few of you, digest that and say, hey, that makes sense. And it does. It does. Overwhelming amounts of sense. So enjoy the TikTok pics. And yes, I'll be here. Maybe not as often as I was before because I don't want to be commenting on stuff that just doesn't matter. Bringing things to you that doesn't matter. And filling your head with nonsense that you don't need. So the end of this video will always be longer now. And the lives, me gaming and things like that, they're going to continue. Sorry, but they will. Just don't click on them. I mean, we could do that, right? No? Maybe? Who knows? Enjoy the videos, the TikTok pics. Go check them out. A lot of these are most likely going to be deleted accounts or deleted TikToks, so I mean, this might be the only place you see them. So keep tuning in.